Hi everyone, we're going to find the derivative of the function y equals arctan of square root of 1 minus x divided by 1 plus x. And just recall I can write this as y equals arctan of 1 minus x divided by 1 plus x to the 1/2 power. I'm going to use my differentiation rules for inverse tan and get started here. So we're going to have y prime equals, and I'm just going to write this formula down. This part is your x part. So this is just going to be 1 divided by 1 plus my x squared. So that's square root of 1 minus x divided by 1 plus x squared. Then you have to differentiate the inner function and I'm going to write it this way. I'm going to write it like that. 1 minus x divided by 1 plus x to the 1/2 power. So this gives me 1 divided by, and I can cancel out this square and square root. So it's just going to be 1 plus 1 minus x divided by 1 plus x times. Now when you differentiate that, use your chain rule, 1/2 times 1 minus x divided by 1 plus x to the negative 1/2 power. And then you have to differentiate this inner function. So we write down our denominator, and our denominator is 1 plus x times the derivative of your numerator, which is negative 1, minus, copy down your numerator, times the derivative of your denominator, which is just 1. All divided by 1 plus x squared, your denominator squared. All right, now we're going to move on to the next slide, and I'm going to show you a few things I'm going to do so you know before we move on. I'm going to simplify the numerator here. So let's look and see what this numerator is. That's going to be negative 1 minus x minus 1 plus x. What happens is the x's cancel. So this is going to change to negative 2. I'm also going to get the common denominator for this first term. So I can write this as 1 plus x divided by 1 plus x plus 1 minus x divided by 1 plus x. I want to have the common denominator. That way I can move that up there. I'm going to do that on the next slide. Also, this term, I'm going to change this to a positive, and I can do that by writing this as 1/2 1 plus x divided by 1 minus x to negative 1/2, positive 1/2, based on our properties of exponents. If you have a negative, that means you can flip those two around and then make that a positive. So that's what I'm going to do, start the next slide and rewrite all of this as equal to 1 divided by 1 plus x divided by 1 plus x, that was our 1, plus 1 minus x divided by 1 plus x. All right, times 1/2, and then I switched these around. I did the reciprocal of them, so I could just write this as 1/2. And then on this other term I simplified my numerator and got negative 2, and I still had in my denominator 1 plus x squared. All right, next, I'm going to move this up here, because this can be written as 1 plus x plus 1 minus x divided by 1 plus x. So this part here can go in the numerator, and the denominator is just going to be, the x's cancel, is just going to be 2 times, and the second term, I'm going to put this 1/2 with my numerator and my denominator. I also can cancel out my 2's if I want now, so I can cancel out these 2's, call this negative 1. Make it a little easier. So now I have 1 plus x to the 1/2 divided by 1 minus x to the 1/2 power. Then I had times negative 1 divided by 1 plus x squared. Now let's see what we can simplify this to. Looking at this, This is all multiplied. So these two can cancel here. We have, there's 1 there, so we have 1 here. So this is going to just leave me with 1 plus x. And then I have, so I have negative 1 times 1 plus x to the 1/2 power divided by 2 times x, 1 minus x to the 1/2 power times 1 plus x. Now, this simplifies. If you have some kind of a to the 1/2, let's see. I'm going to look at these two right here. If you have a to the 1/2 power divided by a to the first power, this is a to the 1/2 minus 2/2. So this is going to end up being a to the negative 1/2. So basically what I'm going to get, since these are the same, so I'm going to get negative 1 divided by 2 times, and I'm just dealing right now with these two right here. So this one, just copy this down. 1 minus x to the negative to the 1/2, and now this is going to turn out to be 1 plus x to the 1/2. Because when I did this, this was in the numerator, and now I brought it down to the denominator, because this number was smaller than this number. All right. Now, before I move on to the next slide, let's look at these two. This has the form, I can group this together as, let's see, this is like your a minus b times a plus b part, which equals a squared minus b squared. So this right here is just going to be 1 minus x squared. Okay, when I group this together. And then you have to do this as well. So let's look at what we have. We're going to have this equals negative 1 divided by 2 times 1 minus x to the 1/2. And then we had 1 plus x to the 1/2 power. All right, so if you multiply these two, this is just going to be, it's like saying 2 to the square root of 1 minus x times 1 plus x. And like I said before, this is going to be 2 times the square root of 1 minus x squared based on my factoring difference of squares. So for our final answer, and we had this in the numerator, is negative 1 divided by 2 times the square root of 1 minus x squared. And that will be your final answer. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.